Grace Kelly, the previous year's Oscar winner, was an icon of elegance, class, and soft femininity. But this time, a more rugged, fiery, and foreign type of woman wins the Best Actress Oscar. In 1956, Anna Magnani, the first ever Italian actress, accepts her Oscar for a provocative role. These two women could not be more opposite, but that is why you should subscribe to this channel and watch all of my other videos of Oscar's leading ladies, in order to understand what makes each actress so legendary. Anna Magnani's legendary performances in Italian cinema led up to her entrance into Hollywood. She was born to an Egyptian father and an Italian Jewish mother. Growing up in Italy, learning French, and studying acting at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in Rome for 2 years were the stepping stones to Magnani's introduction to film acting. From an early age, Anna was able to captivate audiences with her boisterous laugh, her uncontrollable cry, and ability to sing on stage. This raw, uninhibited array of emotions in her performance got her her first acting jobs in Italy. She spent her early 20s acting in a variety of experimental plays in Rome, and in 1933, at the age of 25, she was noticed by filmmaker Goffredo Alessandrini, who she would then marry that same year. They shot Anna's first major film role called The Blind Woman of Sorrento. From this moment onward, Magnani collaborated with other major filmmakers like Vittorio De Sica, Roberto Rossellini, Pasolini, Visconti, Fellini, Jean Renoir, Sidney Lumet, and Tennessee Williams. For another 20 years, Magnani chiseled a solid European filmography and eventually became a household name. This earthy, loud-mouthed, disheveled archetype that Magnani evoked on screen and off was her signature that would make her a worldwide acting legend. She became the icon of neo-realist Italian cinema, which was a new movement post-World War II. In the late 50s, Magnani and Roberto Rossellini started a romance. But upon Ingrid Bergman's emergence on the Italian scene, which you can find more about in my Ingrid Bergman video, Rossellini switched course and fell in love with Bergman, subsequently casting her as the lead in Stromboli, the film that he planned to cast Magnani as the lead. But at least Magnani got something out of this relationship with Rossellini, and that was her powerful performance in the movie Rome, Open City, directed by Rossellini in 1945. She created one of the most incredible scenes in film history. So, Bergman went to Italy, but Magnani went to Hollywood, where Tennessee Williams was dying to work with her at the beginning of the 1950s. Tennessee Williams, the playwright of earlier wonders like Streetcar Named Desire, wrote a play called The Rose Tattoo. He had Magnani in mind to play the lead of Serafina in the stage version, but she backed out due to her lack of English proficiency. Magnani's work was quite well known in the New York scene due to the more eclectic crowd there that followed less commercial work and followed more neo-realist cinema. When the play was adapted to the screen in 1955, Magnani was ready to amaze the Western world of cinema in her first ever English-speaking role. The union of Williams and Magnani, two unconventional legends in the arts world, made headlines. The provocative, envelope-pushing content of the film that paired with Magnani's and Burt Lancaster's erotically charged performances challenged the production code of Hollywood and pulled audiences out of their TV-filled homes and back into the cinema. Tennessee Williams said this about his choice of casting Magnani, which is quite telling of who she was as a person. Anna Magnani was magnificent as Serafina in the movie version of Tattoo. She was as unconventional a woman as I have known in or out of my professional world. And if you understand me at all, you must know that in this statement I am making my personal estimate of her honesty, which I feel was complete. She never exhibited any lack of self-assurance, any timidity, in her relations with that society, outside of whose conventions she quite publicly existed. She looked absolutely straight into the eyes of whomever she confronted, and during that golden time in which we were dear friends, I never heard a false word from her mouth. When award season came, Magnani doubted that she would win anything, so she went back to her home in Rome. But she was wrong. At the 1956 Academy Awards, her name was uttered as the winner of the Best Actress Oscar for her performance in The Rose Tattoo. Her co-star Marisa Pavan accepted the award on her behalf. In addition, Magnani won the BAFTA and Golden Globe for this role too. Magnani, who was known for her makeup-free face, heavy under-eye bags and disheveled hair, continued her work with Tennessee Williams in their second film called The Fugitive Kind, directed by Sidney Lumet. She starred in Pasolini's Mamma Roma, Fellini's Roma, and of course George Cukor's Wild is the Wind. She famously said, "Please don't touch my wrinkles. It took me so long to earn them." Magnani's knack for dramatic performance and good taste in films that she chose to be in carved a beautiful filmography that truly revealed her passionate and unapologetically Roman essence, a type of leading lady nobody can emulate. Some can try, but none can truly have the irresistible intensity that Magnani had on film.